Hey everyone, Tammie Alexander from 3 Marigna back again. I thought I would do a video on this day. Obviously, it is indeed Valentine's Day. Now, to me, it's less about the big romance of the day and all of that kind of obligated Hallmark-based things, and more about almost like a celebration of love and everything that it is to be loved. It's almost taken on this sort of pagan festival feel to it for me now. So what I'll be doing today is I will be showing you all a fairly simple love spell, and which is actually based upon knot magic, as well as showing you a few crystals of love. Now, some of them are a bit unorthodox, some of them you probably already know about, but you know, information, as well as a couple of the new bits and pieces that I have in surrounding love. So, on with it. First of all, I'm going to cover the love spell, because who doesn't really want a love spell at this time of year? I mean, obviously this can be used not only for like attracting love, but also to stabilize existing love and everything like that. So, of course, knot spells are based upon knots in string or material, things such as that. Now, generally, you'd kind of try to go for a material that is in the correct colour. So for love, you'd probably want red or pink or something. However, I'm going to use black today because it's currently what I have on hand. So you need one string. That's kind of it, really, as far as requirements go. Of course, you can like burn candles and bits and pieces at that time, burn some incense especially, whatever really helps you get into that meditating sort of spiritual working feeling. So you're taking a piece of string, and I work in threes. It doesn't really matter as such how many knots you choose to make, as long as obviously it goes with the spell or chant that you're using. So this is a quick one. What I'll be doing is saying, "And it be one, let it harm none." This is super important, obviously, because we don't, everything in witchcraft is not harming things, otherwise it comes back on you very badly. So you tie your first knot. "And it be two, let love ensue." Now, the love in this is very, you can change it around. You can say let money ensue, let wealth ensue, let abundance ensue. You can actually use pretty much anything in that. It's a fairly interchangeable spell. And then, as you tie your third knot, "And it be three, so mote it be." Now, of course, so mote it be is the traditional way of ending a spell and things like that, is asking for it to be sort of set in stone or that kind of aspect. So yeah, that's a really, really simple spell. It's very easy to learn. Basically, any of the knot work that you're doing tends to be like a chant while you're tying the said knots. And it doesn't have to be numbered or anything like that. I just prefer it, and as I said, I prefer to work in threes. So yeah, just to recap, it's "And it be one, let it harm none. And it be two, let something, love, ensue. And it be three, so mote it be." If you want to, you can then actually use your knots to create a piece of jewellery or something like that. They will make like fabulous little bracelets, especially because they've still got that like magic tied up in them. You can use them on display, you can place them on your altar, so you're really trying to manifest that as part of your altar. Especially if you've got like a goddess base altar or anything like that, then you're very much asking the goddess for what you've put the energy of the knots into. So, moving on. The crystals of love. Now, as I said, like a couple of these you're going to know, because they're the ones that are out there and everybody can think of. First of all is, of course, rose quartz. I find rose quartz very interesting because when I initially came into contact with it, I kind of thought it was a bit bullshit. I was like, it's this fluffy pink stone, it's for love, who cares? And then I started working with it more and more, and I actually realized that rather than just being about romantic love, it is also about self-love and about stabilizing love and everything like that. So it actually ends up being so much more important than just the romantic love that rose quartz is associated with. Next is Carnelian. Now this is of course crackled Carnelian, so it's a bit artificially messed with to create the crackling effect. However, it is nonetheless Carnelian. So Carnelian is, of course, the stone of the goddess, and it's very specifically the stone of goddess Isis. Once again, goddess of love and everything like that. So it's very much associated with feminine love and the love of women, as well as that sort of very powerful maternal love. So yes, it's one of those ones that's another that's really great to throw in and everything like that. Next up is, of course, Rhodochrosite. So this is a semi-tumbled, fairly natural one because it's not actually got the polish on it. And that's actually like quite a nice, really jammy, pretty one. Now, Rhodochrosite is the stone of being very honest in love and being very open and accepting love freely. It's beautiful for that, and I've actually used it myself before to learn to actually accept love openly and be a bit more comfortable with the concept of being so vulnerable in love. That's actually a bit of a huge thing that Rhodochrosite can help with. So it's one of those ones that's really beautiful, especially if you're just entering into love, into a relationship or being in love with somebody, or if you're starting to have doubts about love, it can be quite useful. Next up is, of course, Rhodonite. Now, Rhodonite is, of course, the sort of lovely pink one with the black manganese running through it. It's one of those ones that is actually used to sort of heal the hurts of love. And so this actually even includes familial love. So if you've been let down by family members or hurt by a family member or a loved one of any kind, Rhodonite's actually a really useful one to go to, as it really starts to help with that damage as well as love sickness. So even that whole unrequited love thing, especially kind of useful for Valentine's Day for some people, Rhodonite really can help with that as well. Lastly is one that's like kind of like my wild card for love. Now this is Septarian Nodule, and Septarian Nodule, of course, isn't traditionally associated with love, but what I think it really helps with love is the whole thing of duality. Now, Septarian Nodule represents the sort of organic muddy matter coming together with the really crystalline mineral matter. And it's got that real sense of duality. There's the two completely separate things kind of coming together to build up this one stone. And to me, that's a lot of what love and relationships is about. Often it's two very different people, and even if you're not very different, you're going to be different in some way. Otherwise, it's a bit creepy. But yeah, so Septarian Nodule can really help with that balance of duality and accepting the two polar sides of things. So to me, that's really, really important. Might not be to y'all out there, but I think it makes it a very important stone of love. So, moving on. Two more things. I promise I won't keep you much longer. One is a pendant I created. Now, this was an ode to Aphrodite. So it, of course, has copper on it. Now, copper is the stone of Venus or Aphrodite, depending on whether you're going Greek or Roman. Let's just chill with the Greco-Roman and say that it's the stone of the goddess of love. And so this is actually a love charm that I crafted up. It has cat fur in it as well, ironically enough. Cats are actually an animal of love. So if you ever find cat fur in my items, they're actually supposed to be there, as given to me by my wonderful familiar who is currently destroying the blinds. I don't know if you could hear that, but he is. And then finished up with rose quartz and moonstone. So the rainbow moonstone was there in the place of opal because something was telling me that it had to be a stone of beauty, therefore it had to be either opal or rainbow moonstone. So I created this sort of charm, this sort of necklace, specifically for a love aspect. So today's a really good day to get those kinds of things going, is like the stones of the various goddesses of love, create a pendant, create a gree-gree, create anything to do with love and the goddesses and everything like that. Obviously as well, gods of love, Eros. Let's get some Eros going. Sorry. Okay, lastly for today is actually my brand new soap that I have made. This is my Witch's Brew soap. Now, I've actually already launched one of them, which was the one for sensitive skin, and that sort of had a lot of aspects in it that was really good for people with sensitive skin like myself. I can't use most soaps because they're heavily scented and all of that. Now, I don't actually have one with the wrapper on it at the moment, but this is one of them. Oh gosh, you can't even see it. Anyway, you can kind of see the amethyst in there as well. So that was my sensitive skin one, but the latest one I have created is one of Beauty and Love. Now, it's kind of really hard to see as before. You can't even actually really tell that the rose quartz is in there. You can kind of see a little bit of a glimmer of it. So these are all natural soaps that I've made. They are from a coconut base, and then they literally have hand ground herbs and activated charcoal in them. So there is nothing really nasty in there. My company that sends me the soap's actually really good, and they guarantee no SLS or SLES and all of those kind of really nasty carcinogenic chemicals. So that's good, and all of them come with a tumblestone in them. So obviously the ones for sensitive skin is all about relaxing and sort of letting your skin calm down and healing, so it has amethyst in it. The Beauty and Love one, of course, has to have rose quartz. It is what it is. So yeah, I have created them. Now these are 100 grams, and I will have them up for sale for $8 each. They will be on my website, which I've actually just launched. You really should go check it out because that'll make me really happy, for one. So www.3marigna.com is now my website. I'm building it up slowly. Unfortunately, I've got like the groundwork down and a couple of products, but it's a long, slow process. So it's going to take time before I get like all of this into it. And before you guys go, that's an empty shelf. No, I mean all of that as well. Very hard to show you all, but I'll take you for another tour around sometime if you want anyway. So that is my today done. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you guys have gotten a little bit of information out of it. If it's from like the love spell to the crystals to the, oh wow, she's making soap and stuff now. Reiki. Thank you very much.